Hi there everyone, thanks to my new subscribers. So today I'm going to do Aries for the month of April 2020. Of course, if this reading resonates, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal, my details are in the description box below with a link. I have pulled the Eight of Wands, the Chariot and the Emperor. So I get the impression from this deck that you've been really busy, particularly I'd say in the last 2 months, you've been extremely busy. And you're now at the point where you can take a bit of a rest, but you're still feeling very confident and you're really braving the conditions. That's the impression I get. Because whatever you were doing in the last couple of months has helped you establish yourself presently. So in April, you're pretty much at the top of your game. I feel you are taking a break, but you're very confident about how you take your business or how you take your personal life from here. How you take your job from here. I get the impression that Aries will be at home working and there will be a lot of telephone communication, online communication, that sort of thing. Because before, I feel you were maybe a traveler, travelled about quite a bit, were on your wheels. And since the change in the current environment, that has stopped. So I really get the impression here that you're just taking a breather. However, because you were so busy before, I feel that maybe your dark side and your light will be challenged in April. That's the impression I get. It seems to bring out the best and the worst of you in April, because you're going through adjustment. You're basically moving from a very busy time into a very still time, and that will be a big shock to the system. I feel that at the beginning of April, you might need to travel again, either within your vicinity or further. That's a possibility. And it also sees the return of somebody, a female figure, at the beginning of April. And you communicate with a lot of people, I feel, at that time. But you really are concerned that you're not getting enough work. So I feel that at the beginning of April, you will be trying to conjure up work for yourself, and that will be a big focus, because it's like you can see your potential success on the horizon. You can see that you can make something out of this situation, but you're not sure what will result. If you're just in a casual job, it says at the beginning of April is a challenge for you from the perspective that you may not get as much work, but then things pick up. So there's a couple of messages where Aries will be in and out. Some Aries will be still in their jobs, but only getting fewer hours at the beginning of April. But by the middle of April, I feel things pick up again. If you're in an office job or something like that, you definitely will be indoors by the middle of April. But I feel for Aries, it's about communicating with people in your community and just trying to get the message out that you're still open for business, basically. And that would apply the same for people who are in casual work and people who are in more, I don't know, in blue collar jobs and in white collar jobs. So it's about picking up the threads where you can pick up the threads and keeping that network alive for Aries at the beginning of April. And it's the same even if, you don't get as much work, that sort of thing, or if you're looking at work. It seems to me that all of those issues that you're going to have at the beginning of April will be resolved by the middle of April and in the second half of April. So you are moving into a happier space for yourself, I feel, because by the middle of April you feel really proud of what you've achieved. And it has something to do with the fact that even if your achievement is in finding new work or finding something to keep yourself occupied, that will be a big achievement, particularly in an environment which is very restrictive. So you've got to look at everything on scale, I feel, in this instance. It says to me that you'll be doing a lot of things at home, but if you're looking for love, there's opportunity. I feel there's opportunity for Aries online. And there seems to be a lot of people you communicate with on that forum, but there's a couple of people who will be in your life or on the social media sphere in the second half of April, and they will be a fellow fire sign. Because obviously whatever's happening in the current environment is challenging social gathering connections. So it looks like Aries is going to move to a different forum to try to meet people if you're single. But if you're in a relationship, it shows that, your house is not only your home but your castle, and there might be some competing issue, like competitive type behavior within the home, and I feel it has something to do with the restrictions and the fact that you are very proud by the middle of April. Like, you have ego behind you by that time, and I feel that that ego is going to manifest in the household. So there will be some arguments, I feel, for Aries if you're in a family or partner situation. The other thing is that whoever you meet, if you're single, in the second half from the middle of April through to the end of April is quite successful. Very ethical and upright in character. One of these people has a bit of a dark and a light side and is turning away from a time of deception. So I feel that has something to do with the fact that they probably weren't totally upfront in their personal relationships, and maybe they were in cheating situations, or they were in situations in their personal life where they had the opportunity to see quite a few people, and it's kind of resulted in them carrying with them a type of pride. And so I feel that this person wants to settle, because it seems to me if you're looking to reconcile with anybody from your past, there's a great possibility you'll see this person again, and I feel you'll know who they are. You met them, I'd say, about 8 months ago, and it looks to me it could even be further back than that, slightly further. But it seems to me that this person wants to see you again for some reason, and they really are very much the king of their castle. So I feel they are very successful, but you didn't get that impression because maybe they weren't so honest with you because they were still in their sex game. So there is a potential reconciliation with somebody from your past, and it could have been just a fleeting association. That's the impression I get. But somebody that stands out in your mind, somebody that stands out as somebody you wish to see again, but somebody that you didn't have opportunity with and you knew they had a reputation. And that's a possibility in April. But there is still another person there in the mix because they have been living it up. But I feel by the end of April, they seem to make their intentions clear and they clear out the third party situation, because I feel that you'll be making it clear to them that you want something committed, and it shows that you might get that, because I feel that the strength of your connection outweighs this person's desire to carry on in the manner they carried on before, which was, I don't know, very much a sex conquest person, I feel. And you understood that, but you got along really well with this person. And it looks like they're willing to return to you. Initially, they kind of think that you'll be on board with what they're on board with. And then you make it clear to them that you're not so into it. So by the end of April, you could get what you want. That's a strong possibility because this person clears away the third parties. Because I feel that coincides or goes part and parcel with the fact that they really do want a committed relationship, but they never felt that there was anybody out there for them in that capacity or in that respect. So there is a blast from your past. There's also potential for new love with two men and women. But I feel it's like for the women that are in this piece, there's one dark, one light, and I feel they're Leos. So and you'll meet these women around the middle of April. If you're looking for a man, well, you have two choices, but I feel it's the return of this soldier that you will be focused on. So you know what that means. For some, it will translate into a boyfriend or a lover who's been in and out of your life. For some, it will translate, or a lady. But I feel with the lady, see, if I'm going to talk about a lady or ladies, I feel one is a fresh connection and one could be an older connection, but that would coincide with a blast from your past. But I feel it was really like a sex-based relationship. But one of them is a brand new potential. So there are potentials in April despite the current environment. But generally, you will find you will be at the top of your game in April, and you will be going from strength to strength. So it tells me that Aries is going to have a successful April. But you will be self-isolating, especially from the middle of April through to the end of April. At the beginning of April, there could be some movement, but then you have to settle down. But your career looks to be going okay, particularly in the second half of April if you've had difficulties at the beginning of April. So Aries will fare April quite well. And you'll probably there's some surprises and some excitement in April for you. So I feel that you will be happy. Generally throughout April, you will be very happy. Okay, so that was Aries for the month of April in the year 2020. Of course, if this reading resonated, please like, share, subscribe and comment. If you would like a personal, my details are in the description box below. See you next